A new month, I don't know what I'm saying right now, but it's snowing here in Montreal. I feel like we just celebrated Halloween and now there's just tons of snow out, so I'm feeling festive again. Is it weird that I am excited for Christmas? I'm probably gonna get a bunch of unfollowers now because of that. Anyway, today is episode 5 of Hang Out and Chat. I love doing this as my introduction. And we're going to be interviewing, well, more like a casual hangout with the lovely Sofia Katsaros. Let me know if I'm saying that right. I know that's a Greek last name, and I'm French Canadian, definitely not Greek. Let's get Sofia in here.
Hey! Hello!
There she is!
Okay, now I can relax. I was,
Isn't it nerve-wracking to figure out how these things work? I remember the first time I was I was shaking trying to get on live with this guy that wanted to interview me in the summer, and I had no idea.
so I'm very, very good with social media marketing and a lot of things with social media, but the IGTV specifically, I had not done yet. This is my very, very first time, and it is an honor to do it with you. So thank you very much for inviting me to hang out. And
Yes.
what do I press? Am I gonna press it right? But I did it. I did it right. Yay.
You did it. We're here. This is great. And you know what? I think you and I have been in touch now for over a year. So I think
Yes.
it's about time that we do this, right?
Of course. So how have you been?
I was just saying when I was introducing the live stream that it's snowing here now in Montreal. So I'm already ready for Christmas. We just celebrated Halloween and now it's snowing and I'm just like in the holiday mood. So I'm
Oh,
probably going to get a bunch of unfollowers because I'm just going to be singing Christmas songs for the next 2 months.
so they're prepared and aware of what they should be waiting for, of course.
Exactly. So I warned everybody in advance how excited I am. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Busy working as usual from home. Um, so yes, obviously here in Greece too, we have a very serious situation as to no live gigs. The pandemic has definitely done a number on on us with that in that aspect. Yes, yes, it's very, very difficult. No nightclubs are open. They just yesterday reclosed all well we already had a ban of not being able to go out from 12 at night until 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because apparently the coronavirus only goes out at night, and that's
Oh,
when
what?
yeah, the coronavirus only goes out at night, so it's not in the subway when everyone is like close together like a sardine. It's not anywhere else. It only comes out at night. So no. So it only comes out when the singers are performing. That's the only time it comes out. Yeah, apparently. Um,
Yeah, I know. I've had that conflict too because well, as you know, like I've been living in Toronto for 6 years, but because of the pandemic, I moved back home to Montreal. So I consider myself Montreal and Toronto based artist.
correct.
And you know, everything here is open. The liquor store is open. All summer, the bars were open, restaurants were open, but they were not allowing concerts.
Um, yeah, that's ridiculous. No, and wait. Last week they said, okay, we're not allowing anyone to leave the house after 12 until 5:30 in the morning, and that they're giving half an hour to anyone that works, let's say somewhere until 12. So they have until 12:30 to get back home. And I said, so what if it takes them like 45 minutes or an hour? Are they going to get fined? It's just ridiculous. These little,
It's crazy.
yes. And then also last week, there were like so the restaurants and like cafes were open, and some of them would hold live gigs with live music, like from a 7 to 12 kind of thing, 7 to 11 kind of thing. So then they restricted that the band be only up to 3 members, and that they are not able to use microphones and speakers that. So basically, you're telling us not to work, because if I'm going to work, I'm going to have a microphone. I'm not going to strain my vocal cords for 2-3 hours singing without a mic.
Would you be allowed to bring your own microphone?
No, well, I do have my own microphone. Each
Right.
singer here in Greece, at the very least, has their own,
Yeah.
cordless mic. But the thing is, they're not allowing you to use any mic.
Okay.
Right. So so the venues that we're holding the live music shows from like 7 to 11, and let's say there were 4 people in a band, so there's like a keyboard player, there's like a guitarist, and there's 2 vocalists. No, they said you have to be up to 3. So for example, for those 4 hours, only 1 vocalist. Let her strain her vocal cords for 4 hours, get underpaid,
Oh my goodness.
and now, not even use a microphone. So let her scream her lungs out for 4 hours, and then, need a vocal cord surgery or whatnot.
So at that point, there's just no point in wasting your time, right?
Right. Well, so basically, it was kind of I think it was like a loophole for them not to restrict the live gigs, but basically to make sure that they don't happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then just yesterday they closed down in Athens all cafes, bars, restaurants again.
There's a big lockdown in Europe again, right? I heard in France. I have some friends in France and some artist friends that are there. They're in lockdown.
Yes.
Here, we've been in lockdown already for over a month again, the second wave lockdown. So I've been home every day. But now it's happening in Europe, I hear. Not happening yet in the States. That I have no idea what's going on. But the borders have been closed. So I'm not able to go to the U.S. and network with people all year.
Right.
It's hard. It's really hard year for artists. I would like to know, what have you been doing to adapt? Because I have so much to talk about with you, because I was looking through your YouTube channel and you have such an amazing stage presence. And I'm just guessing here that those shows were in New York City.
Not all of them. The one
Not all
that you did watch is not the latest show I have had. I performed there in New York with that band that you saw, the Fire Sign Band. Yeah. No, not all of them. Actually, most of them are here in Greece, in Athens, and we have
amazing.
We have great, big stages, or we used to. We used to perform at. Yeah. And,
well, it'd be cool if you can dive in a bit about what you've been doing, because I see like that there's videos since 2016. So I'm like, okay, you've been doing this for a while now, doing like the cover stuff with the band on stage, and you sound great. You have such a great stage presence, and you released 3 singles on platforms up to date. Are you working on new stuff? Let's just jump right into all of that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start. So I have been performing live for over 10 years, actually. So I did not start uploading my videos until I think 2016. That's when I started uploading them onto my YouTube channel. And I have recently been going through my records to find, because I have at the very least videos of 30 different stages that I have performed at, because I've performed at over 100 worldwide.
Wow.
So yeah, because it's been many years too, so don't forget that.
Yes, but that's awesome. Yes.
that was also my main profession for many years. So I would solely make my income from performing. A long time ago, I used to work 5-6 nights a week as a performer. That would be our main job. 6 nights a week, we would be singing at these venues. And then, we had an economic crisis here in Greece. So the 6 nights became 5 nights. The 5 nights became 4, then 3, then 2, then half the pay. Then we were like, okay, we need to start doing something else, because this is not working out for us, But lately, with the coronavirus, since all performing stopped, period, there was nothing to go nowhere because everything was closed. I didn't really freak out, because I also translate. So I do that also, freelance from home. So for example, in order to be able to
That's great.
make a living. I do digital marketing, so I do social media marketing, and I do music promotion for artists as a side, as a side gig as well, because we do need to make a living, and so these are
Absolutely, yes.
yes. So these are two things that I do again from home. So I was still able to keep and maintain uh, some sort of a status of, earning something, not as much as I was before, obviously with performing, but at least, be able to make a living. So that is how I have been able to remain okay. And then on the other hand, for the past, so I did release my very, very first single as a recording artist in 2018. That came a lot later, although I was singing for many years. I hadn't done
And
original.
that's Here With You Tonight, right? With
Yes.
You Tonight. I love that one. And one of the remixes is my favorite that I have still on my playlist. I love that song.
Thank you so very much, sweetheart. Yes, and I worked on that one for a year, learning the ropes, learning how to, reach out and connect and network with all the DJs and the radio stations and this and that. Now it's like yeah, anyone that needs it, I'm here for them. I've got it all done. I
You're
love
the
that.
go-to girl for everybody now.
Girl, you need press releases, radio stations, DJs, Spotify streams, anything you need, you come to me, you're good. But basically I was able to do all that because of the fact that I was home for the most part, and that my main job was is performing. So I would go perform once a week on a Saturday or a Friday, Saturday. So having 5-6 days to be able to work on promotion, to be able to work on my recording material, writing the lyrics and the music to my songs was definitely, a great thing. So, so for the past 2 years, yes, I've been a recording artist. I've been writing new songs. I am working on. I have the next 3 songs that I would release. They are ready, as in I've written the music, I've written the lyrics. I have gone to the studio and recorded them, and my producers have them. So I'm basically waiting back for the masters. Um, One of the songs is Greek, my first Greek one.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, because I do live in Athens, and they're like, okay, yeah, like we love you with your English stuff, but Sofia, seriously, you live in Greece?
You gotta represent your home, right? That's awesome.
Exactly. Exactly. So I have a Greek one that's, getting ready, and an English version as well to that Greek one.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
great. That's a good
yeah,
idea.
yes, yes, yes. So that way, I can do my best for both worlds. And then I have another one. I don't know which will. I'm striving for the Greek and English one, for those two to be released next. I'm just waiting on the masters. Hopefully, I get them sooner rather than later, so that way that I can get that into motion. I actually already have spoken with my director, and I found, a nice hairstylist. I've gone through the motions in order to be able to do a video clip for those two. If not
Lots
for
of work
both,
involved for promoting.
of course.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if I get the masters back, in like a week or so, because I'm striving to release Christmas time around there. It was supposed to be September, then October, then November. I'm like, okay, December. you know.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
you know how it is. I don't have to explain how
Yeah,
things.
it's hard. You can never predict, like, especially when, well, I can speak for myself. I'm an independent artist, so I manage myself and do and direct everything, and my videos, my press releases, I do everything. So it's hard for me to predict. Everyone's asking me when is my next album coming out. I'm not sure yet because it's a 10-track album that I just recorded, and now I can't just release it just like that. Now I got to think about, I'm heading back to Toronto this weekend to do my press photo shoot for the album artwork. You got to do the photo shoots, you got to plan up the music videos, you got to make like a big promotional plan. Like there's a lot of things involved.
And that 90% is promotion.
Yeah. I mean, 5% is making the music, which is like my favorite part, and then the
Right.
95% is the marketing.
Of course. Exactly. I did my photo shoot. I did. And yes, so I'm working now on the edits and and then I have to make the covers. There's still
Awesome.
to be done. It just cannot, be. immediately release. So I'm working on releasing as soon as possible. So
Good stuff.
like you, and
Yes.
I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your new music as well. I'm a Melotika fan. I have to say this, and not just because we've been talking back and forth. First of all, you know what I'd like to say regarding Melotika? Who was the genius behind the name Melotika? That is like by far the best stage name that anyone could have found. It's
I
like,
can answer that. And you know
really?
what? I didn't come up with it. Shame on me. The one thing I didn't do is choose my stage name. um, Back in 2016, Melotika used to be a duo project. I was a duo act with a DJ named
Okay.
Jackman Jones in Toronto. And
Okay.
he's also originally from Montreal, so he's also part French Canadian. And at the time when we were thinking, what could our stage name be? And he's like, well, your name is Mel, sort of like Mélodie in French, le Mélodie. And then he's like, what about make it cool and make it sound like Melotika? That was it. He came up with them like Melotika sounds like a badass duo name.
It is.
It didn't end up working out after our first EP. We're still in touch. We're still good friends, but he decided, you know what, you're Melotika. Move forward as a solo artist because you
Okay.
got this. And yeah, that's just how it ended up happening. So because originally I wanted my stage name to be my nickname, Meliel.
Right.
You probably see because we have each other on Facebook too, but it just ended up being Melotika. And you know what? I love it.
It's you. It's so you. No, but it was awesome because when I saw you, I was like, Melotika. Ooh, that's genius. That's a good one. That is a really, really good one. And I was, like a little jealous, like, ooh, why didn't I think of that one?
Well, we got to make your alter ego then. If you're SofiaKatsaros, am I saying that right? I went to school with so many Greeks.
Okay, so basically, yeah, in the States, you obviously get the last name of the father, which is Katsaros, and that's how they pronounce it in the USA. Now, in Greece, my father's last name is Katsaros, like the accent is on
Katsaros.
the, yeah. In Greece, they pronounce it differently, and actually, in Greece, the female last names they change to become feminine, and so
Oh, interesting.
my name is Sofia Katsaros. That's
That's
how.
cute. I love
Okay,
that.
but as I was born in the States, and for the majority, the first 10 years that I lived there of my life, my name was Sofia Katsaros. I would always go to school and say, no, not Katsaros, Katsaros, that's my name. So it never caught on in school. It was always Katsaru. And then I said, well, as an artist, I'm Katsaros. That's it. That's my choice.
It sounds strong. I love that name, Sofia Katsaros. And then you're the diva on stage, and it's perfect, fitting,
Yeah.
well fitting. But you're born in New York City, if I'm correct, and then your family
Correct.
moved back to Greece.
Yes. So my mom is Colombian, and my mom is watching us. So hi, mommy.
Hi, mom.
So yes, my mom is Colombian. My dad is Greek, and they met in the States. And then, so I was born there. And when I was 10 years old, or approximately around that age, we moved back to Greece. And I've lived here since then, except for when in 2016, I went back to New York because I got a proposal for a gig for 3 months at a Greek for a Greek live stage, to perform. And I stayed there for the 3 months, and then it was time to come back. But I was like, I like the money here. I'm gonna stay.
And how was your experience living in New York City? Because I know it's different when you're a kid and you're born there. You don't really you're not part of the scene. How was the scene like in New York City?
Okay, so the scene is awesome for artists, but it is very much more difficult than it is for me here. I think because basically a lot of the artists, that are born there, that go to college there, they make all these artist friends that, then they go on and they form these bands, and they've been like working for years as a group, and they're in the cliques. So for me to go there out of nowhere Now, I did achieve singing, let's say, with Fireside and a couple of other bands in the city. And then I was involved with an American wedding band, where we would sing at American weddings. So I did achieve that too. And when I say achieve, it's because you have no idea how much effort you have to put into networking, when you're
Yes, I would love to know what you did, because I could imagine it's hard, because it was hard for me to network in Toronto. And now here's the thing. I wasn't really networking in Montreal. I went to music school in Montreal and then decided to move to Toronto to pursue music, because Toronto is like the New York City of Canada, right?
Right.
Bigger city. And it was very intimidating. I think I lost you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. You're back.
Perfect. Yes. So, right. And so it was difficult. And the thing is that in the States, I think it's easier for someone that maybe, let's say, some artists that have already a day job, that maybe they have flexible hours, or maybe they live with their parents. So when they're like 18, just starting out, they're able to, not worry about how will I pay my rent, and, how will I pay my bills? Oh, I need a day job to do this. So they basically just go to Broadway auditions and all these things. Now, I was not able to go to any of these auditions, because these are held like 2, 3 p.m. and you have to go there since like 11, 12 and wait to be called. And how would I be there at 2 p.m. when I get off of work at 5 and need to take the subway an hour out? I day job, because I did have a day job in order to be able to sustain my living there, because things are very expensive in New York. And in order to be able to even rent a room, you need to have a stable day job. So It wasn't as easy as it sounds. It was a challenge. But yeah, that's why I'm very, very like, I this even, and I achieved that. Which for me was great for the ability of time, for the time that I had at my disposal in order to even do the networking. I think that was good. And I did sing with the Greek bands, with the Greek orchestras. I did do that on weekends. Thank heavens for the Greek community. They embraced me, and I was able to perform with them at weddings and christenings and festivals and Greek nights. So that did help a lot. But 2.5 years went by, and I miss home. I miss Greece. That is where I've lived for the most of my life, and I really, really wanted to come back. So I did. And being able to perform a couple nights a week here and make enough to have a living, to have a comfortable living, barely get by, but you're fine. So I was able to start doing all those things with my recording music, with promotion. So it really worked out for the best, because I'm very happy with my progress. And so far this year, I've released Perfect in April, the Deep House mix and the Tech mix, and Aphrodite with the video clip in July.
Yeah, that was your latest release.
Right. And the goal of Aphrodite is domestic abuse, and all the proceeds go to a charity, and the charity offers basically they give food to the people in. So that's what I did. Can you still see me?
I don't see you, but I hear you. I just lost you. Now you're back.
Yay. You just got me. Okay. Don't you hate?
Hang on, it's lagging again.
When that happens though, and it gets caught in a position where. Hello.
Hang on.
You're still here?
Let's wait 2 seconds. It froze.
Okay.
I think you're back.
Okay, I'm here. I see you.
Sorry about that.
I apologize to our fans for the technical difficulties that we are
That's
facing.
okay. They're patiently waiting for us, so it's all good. And I did have a question after you telling your story about your experience in New York and then moving back home. Maybe that's not the right question. What do you prefer? What do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years? Do you see yourself being more of like a creative artist, composing your own songs and focusing on that? or being a performance artist, as you've been doing the past 10 years, doing the covers with the band, the live type of thing? Because I fear for the future of live shows. Everything's going to be online.
You're right. And that is why I think it's great that you've gotten a head start on these Hangouts.
Yeah, that's exactly the whole plan.
Don't worry, we'll do a duet here one day. If if we don't start performing live enough, we'll figure out something out, and
I'd love that.
We'll keep our fans here. So I have no worries with that. I really love to start performing again. I miss it so much. It's been what I've been doing for so many years. I mean, I miss it, but at the same time, I have I've come to love so much with the recording music, with writing my own music and becoming a recording artist, that it's just the new me that I've embraced, and it's actually gotten me through this difficult time. It's kept me sane. Seriously.
That's great to hear.
It has kept me sane, because as a performing artist in the past, when there was like obviously performing, even as an artist, it's unstable work. So we did have many years ago, I had the next gig lined up. I would be singing for 7 months at this venue, and before the season would end, I'd have 3 offers for the next.
You have your whole year planned, basically.
I was fine. But then when the economic crisis started, it was like, okay, so our season ended and the seasons started getting shorter. From 7 months, they would turn into 3 months, and then it was like a month and a half. Then it was like, basically, if you sing for 2 weeks at a venue and you get paid, you're good.
Yeah.
So then 2-3 weeks at this venue, then they change the artists around because they don't have work and they think that we're at fault. Have you ever heard of marketing and advertising? I felt like saying.
It's hard for people to not understand if you're not directly doing it, right?
Right. So
yeah.
Then would be without work, and then it's like don't worry, call up your people, let them know that you're available. But at the same time, I was always confident. I always get a phone call, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, a month later, I would start freaking out. I would be like, oh my God, I haven't gotten a call yet. I'm not singing. Am I not a singer? Really, yeah. And it's like a part of my identity. So it was very, very difficult. It started getting to me as a person, like, who am I if I'm not singing, right? But now with the recording music, I'm a singer every single day in my heart.
Well, you're using a different part of your brain now. Instead of, not that I say it's worrying, but instead of focusing on memorizing the lyrics and your stage presence, and I don't know if you have to memorize dance moves, because I do see that you do dancing on stage too, and that's hard to dance and sing at the same time. It's a lot of stamina.
It is, yes.
Now you got to think the more creative side instead of the performer side, the creative side, writing songs. How does that work with you? How do you enjoy that? What's the process like for you?
I enjoyed very, very much. It came naturally. I didn't even know that I could do it. So it was a surprise to me.
Awesome.
Right. So I'm very, very good at memorizing. I do speak 6 languages. That is how I'm able to be a translator. That's how I'm a translator too. So so I have the memory there is good.
You have to have a bit of a photographic memory to memorize lyrics to perform. Because I feel that I'm like that. I memorize my songs, so I've never once made a lyrical mistake on stage. I can at least say that.
Exactly. And I think it's always very important for an artist to memorize their lyrics, because when you're on stage, you're thinking too many things at once. You don't want to start thinking about the lyrics too. That's one less thing off your plate if you have them memorized. So you can focus on your stage presence, how you look, how you're going to stand, on your dance moves.
For me, it's worrying about not falling, because my microphone has a cable, and it happened one show that they let me use my own mic, but insisted that I use their XLR cable. And I said, okay. And I did. And, you know, the mic cable flew off my microphone 3 times. And Alicia's watching now, and she was at that show, so she can vouch for me and say she experienced that. Oh my God. And so every time the mic cable would fly off my microphone, and it's on YouTube, guys, I posted this on YouTube, I would turn around, do like a dance move, shake my ass to make it look like nothing happened, bend down, plug it back in and continue. Has anything wild like that ever happened to you?
Once. You kidding? Okay, so basically we have cordless mics. Professional mic that does not need a cable. I do have one like yours too that requires the XLR cable. That is actually a better mic. You shouldn't. For anyone that doesn't know, the mics that have the cords are usually better because of the fact that they have the cable. Yep. More stable in sound. But as we sing in these very, very big stages, and you need to be able to move around, we have less mics. So no, with that one, no. Has my mic fallen? Yes. Not on stage though. I have fallen on stage though. I have very much so. So yeah, I've been like you know, singing and I remember it was the first time I was singing this like back in the day, and I was like so proud. I finally sang genre too, so I can put it on my resume, you know, have it in the bank. And then I go, thank you. And I kind of curtsy. I turn around. I didn't see the step, and I go falling. I go falling.
It's okay.
Forward. And I run into the dressing, and just mortified. But then, you know what? I said, I'm going to go out with my head high. And I did. And if anyone looks at me, were you on stage? Have you ever done this before? You don't know what it's like. People fall.
It's hard. I fell once. It was on my boyfriend's set. We do a song together. So he was introducing Melotika on stage. And I was so excited. And I was wearing these big chunky boots, and I'm not used to wearing them. Yeah. So as I'm walking up stage, a total fall. And then I joked, right? I'm like, ha ha ha, too much rum. I was sober, pure sober. I was just so embarrassed that I had to say something stupid about it.
Usually have to ridicule yourself, so that way, you know, people laugh with you but not at you. That's
exactly
usually, yes.
And then you don't hide from it. You embrace, you know, that you did something silly, and you show them that, yeah, I fell, fuck it, I'm still gonna perform for you guys because you tried being on stage.
exactly Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I have had that happen to me with the cord. I do have it on a video. At some point, maybe I'll send it to you. I don't know if I'm going to post it yet. I do want to, but I want to, you know, fix the quality a little bit because they were taken with not so stable cameras and phones that, you know, like they had Parkinson's. So it was.
It's very shaky. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, so it was very difficult in the moment, but I was just like dancing, you know, and I was singing, and all of a sudden I have no sound, and I'm like, what happened? Oh, my cable fell. So I get down and I'm dancing, and I'm like doing this to try to stick it in at the same time, and I'm just like, you know, okay, I'm just dancing, trying to do that. No, but I did what I could, you know. It was just funny. It
happens to the best of us.
Exactly.
So do you think moving forward you would start doing live streams? Because I'm predicting the future. I'm telling people that I'm close to who are performing artists, and even myself, I've never been comfortable doing even what we're doing now, doing the live stuff. I never liked doing online stuff. I'm always for like live shows and meeting people out in public, but we're in a really weird time. Like we can't do any of that. So I decided to get out of my comfort zone, and I started this show. This is episode 5 for all of you who have just joined in, episode 5 of Hangout and Chat with SofiaKatsaros. And yeah, so far so good. And I've started doing this year for the first time live streaming performances, and the turnout has been great. So I'm wondering, is this going to be something that you're going to think of doing in the future?
Maybe it may. I am not definite on exactly how the plan is gonna turn out. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I actually am for. Um, I just don't know how I'm going to go about it because I'm kind of waiting for things to, I really am looking forward to the live performing again at the stages. Um, Besides me loving to do it, living purposes, make a
Yep.
living. But I definitely will turn to live streaming if I see that this is not going to happen anytime soon because I'm still a singer. I still love to sing, and I do have some I'll have a fan base, and we all have wonderful people that are asking us to listen to our music, and so I definitely want to keep everyone happy as well as myself. So I will definitely turn to live streaming. I do have another bit of news though. I don't know if I've told you this, but I am now a TV host on
Yes, that was the next thing I wanted to get to because I saw that. Tell us about this.
oh, I'm not the main host. I'm like a co-host. So the show is called Aria's Glam World, and it is on Art TV, which is a local Athens channel, and then they replay this on Star of Northern Greece, so Star Voriou Eladas in Greek. So it's not a national channel, just Athens based, but in Athens, it's really good to have, the Athens population watching, so that's good.
Well, the people there are tuning in, right? So that's
Yeah,
great.
yes, actual television, and it's at 12 at night every Saturday. Although she has 10 co-hosts, so she breaks us up into like teams of 5. So then we record 2 episodes. They record 2 episodes. So I'm in 2 episodes. So like every other Saturday is when I'm on TV, and I host the music news. So yes,
That's awesome.
very exciting, very exciting. So this is very new. Um,
I saw a bit of it on YouTube. I saw that there was a music host. There was something, correct me if I'm wrong, there was something about glam and fashion. So what is the concept of this show?
yes, glam and fashion. It's basically entertainment but multi-genre. So they also, it's an informative show as well as, an entertainment show. She has many, many different categories of subjects that she will, develop and explain and show off. Yes, and everyone is super nice. And she even, she said that there was this famous artist, this Greek artist, that has that he's shooting his music video. Does anyone want to come? I'm like, I'm there.
That's so fun.
Yeah, yes, a lot of fun. So, his song was amazing and he's famous. And I did a lot of networking with his friends, and, they all love us. Thank you. I'm very happy for that. Appreciate it. And we had fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, different things may come out of this. Again, I think I got stuck.
I can hear you though still. Your face got stuck on the live, but I can still hear you. Let's wait for it to resume. Okay, we're back. But you got so much going on. Like, you don't stay bored, right? Like, during this pandemic, you found alternatives of like how you can keep yourself busy and out there, which is what I appreciate about you as a person and artist so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And you too. You're always busy. I see you. I give you a lot of credit. I see on Instagram, you've always got like 20 stories going on. Me, I see I'm empty and I'm like, I should do one.
Well, I have a little bit of a different situation than you. Unfortunately, I got laid off my job, and that's why I moved back to Montreal. And so the government here, for the people who were literally kicked off work because of the pandemic and no longer making the same income they used to be making, I was helping run a cafe in Toronto. And that was a lot of work, and it was good for me to make a living while doing music. And all that just went down the drain. And my partner, too, he was working at a university as one of the chefs. And he got laid off, too. So we were both screwed, pardon my French. And we moved back here, closer to my family. Montreal's a lot cheaper. And luckily, he found some sort of job. But there's no jobs right now. We're going to be in a big recession here in Montreal. There's nothing. Like I'm applying online and I said, I just got to do it myself. So I did the crowdfunding campaign to raise money for my album.
Right.
I make some money off music, thankfully,
Good.
online, and I just keep that momentum. Like I'm going to write my album this year since I have all the time in the world because I'm not working. And I did
I,
it.
I love that about you because you see what I find that people they just find themselves bored, and it's like, guys, when you were working 9 to 5 and then you had to go home and cook or the kids or whatever, whatever anyone has on their daily routine, people would always complain, if only I had some time on my hands. Like, I'd go back to working out,
Yeah.
or maybe I'd start back painting, or maybe I'd write my poetry, or maybe I'd spend time with my husband, or maybe I'd play more with my kids, or whatever it is that anyone wanted to do. And then all of a sudden, people get all this free time on their hands, and they don't know what to do with themselves. I understand that it's definitely stepping outside your comfort zone, stepping outside of your daily routine, but instead of just being afraid of what to do and freaking out, just embrace it, enjoy, do things that
Yeah,
you
there's
can
tons of things to do. I've been doing online courses, like learning about Google Analytics. Google has free courses. Everybody who's bored at home, and if you want to learn more about marketing and analytics, Google offers free online courses that you can take, and they give you a certificate that you can add to your resume after while looking for jobs when everything blossoms back up. There's tons of things you can do right now. So I've just been trying to keep myself busy all year.
Exactly. Exactly. Me too. I've been learning anything and everything I can get my hands on regarding marketing and music promotion and networking full time, keeping in contacts, and basically making new music and trying my best to stay, happy and as best I can. It's difficult, but it's something you have to do for yourself as well.
I think I lost you again.
Okay, hello? Hello.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you now.
I have noticed.
I don't know if it's my end.
I don't know. You know what I see? That before I had more lighting, and that all of a sudden I've gone dark. Like it's not white behind me, it's now gray.
Yeah.
Maybe my battery is going down, and that is something that we should I don't know, because it does not show as we are here. Yes. So I don't know. But anyway, so far so good. If I happen to
Well, if you feel that you need to end the call earlier, let me know. There's no problem.
Okay. So yes, anyway, that is what I think about people should be able to enjoy and not consider it a burden. Or, I mean, obviously we're not talking coronavirus related. Every coronavirus is terrible and none of us are happy about that. But the fact of the matter is, we are home. We do have a lot of time on our hands, and we should use it to our advantage. So that way we can maintain our bliss inside and be peaceful and happy and remain productive, if anything.
Yes, that's such a good point that you made. And you know what? For me personally, this year taught me, in a sense, to not rely on others and other people and other companies, let's say, and other businesses for me to make a living and to have like a sustainable income and to be comfortable.
Exactly.
I'm predicting a lot of things right now, but I have very good intuition. The future is going to be all about everyone having to be an entrepreneur. That's the way I'm seeing the future, because a lot of places are just not even hiring anymore. And even like in the digital world, a lot of robots are taking over customer service. And there's just I think it's time for us to really start being creative and start making our own world and start making our own income. And that's my plan. That's what I decided to do this year. So I went all in with learning a lot more about music marketing and how I can be an entrepreneur with my music and how I can make an earning off my music in the future. So I'm in the huge investment stage now. I'm really excited.
I'm so excited for you, and I want to be kept in the loop every step of the way. And you can always reach out to me if you ever need any assistance or any help or any guidance with anything. And you can always reach out to me as a friend as well, because I've really, really become very happy about our relationship and being in contact with each other for so long and exchanging our music and our ideas. It's been awesome. So thank you very, very much for
Yes,
that.
it's really fun to be a part of each other's musical journeys. For everyone who just tuned in now near the end of the stream, Sofia and I have been in touch for over a year now. So she's a really important person in my music circle, up to date, and lots more to come, but you rock, girl.
You too, Melotika, the most genius artist name out there. No, I gets this. I can't say it enough. Melotika. It just rolls off the tongue. It just has an awesome sound, and it's just awesome.
Well, people are going to have to get used to that name because I ain't going anywhere.
Oh, girl, I'll make sure of it if not.
But yes, after today, I would love to reconnect with you in our personal DMs and talk more about different marketing strategies because, as you know, I am releasing an album in 2021 and singles that will, I'll be releasing singles first following the album. So I would love to know what advice you would have and like what maybe new techniques you've discovered this year for music marketing.
100%. You and I will definitely.
I lost you again.
The things, and we will keep in touch. I think my phone is. I think it would be a good time to maybe end the call slowly.
Yes, we'll end the call.
The issue here.
It was great having you. I'd love to have you again.
Anytime, yes. You know, after you've had another 5-10 episodes with some other artists and you want to have me back whenever you want, I would love to be back. It's an honor. It was a pleasure. And thank you so very much for your time and for your wonderful questions and for taking an interest in everything.
Thank you for sharing your story, and I hope you get a bunch of new followers today.
You too. I recommend you should follow Melotika. Everyone that is my friend should follow Melotika. She's a one girl.
Yeah, everyone who's my friend, follow Sofia right now when I end this video. Thank you so much. Okay. Have an awesome, it's evening for you, so have a good night.
Have a great day. Okay.
Bye. So that was lovely SofiaKatsaros. It's too bad I couldn't have her for the whole hour, but there was a little bit of technical difficulties with Wi-Fi on either my end or her end, but you all should definitely go and check her out. She's such a beautiful person and amazing performer, and she's working on her new music right now. New music from SofiaKatsaros to be announced. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. And I'll make my final outro. This was episode 5 of Hangout and Chat. Up next in 2 weeks, it'll be Sonia D. So stay tuned for more.